Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Bella with Bella Gitana Tarot. Happy Good Friday to whoever's celebrating. Happy Easter this weekend, you know, for those of you who do celebrate it. And so today I just wanted to do a quick reading on the lovebird messages from the Divine Masculine to see what does he want to say. Interesting that I was shuffling a couple of decks before I started recording, and one of these cards got mixed in with one of my decks, and it was this one: wine, developing over time, flavor, family legacy, the good stuff, finesse, ripening, ages well. So I felt like that was very symbolic because I feel like a lot of divine masculines right now are starting to develop now. They're starting to get to the good stuff, you know, to their heart center. They're stripping away the old and really shedding their skin, you know, like a snake, right? So I feel like they're starting to come out of their caterpillar stage into a butterfly. So very interesting. So let's just see. Let's find out. Angel, spirits, and guides. What is going on with the divine masculine? What does he want to talk about today? Sabotaging. Ending things abruptly. Always emotionally aloof. Fear of rejection. Okay. So very interesting. Look at that. Bottom of the deck we have fear. Love stirring up fear. Hard to control emotions, proceeding with caution. Very interesting that both of these came out because I feel like it's very hand in hand. The divine masculine is used to ending things when it gets too emotional, right? It's hard for them to control their emotions, so they get scared of it. I mean, the fact that we have fear of rejection and fear here, that's key, because I'm just getting here that he's noticing that he's definitely one to pull away when things get really intense, and he's afraid of losing, right? So he ends up sabotaging himself because if he doesn't have it, then he won't lose it, right? So let's just see what he wants to say. And for some of you, he could be in a third party. So I'm using the Karmic Exposed deck mixed with my In the Shadows Oracle cards to kind of see what he wants to say. So if it doesn't resonate, if he's not in a karmic connection, you don't have to take the message. So just take it as it resonates for your situation, okay? All right, so let's just see, what does he want to say about sabotaging? Next time, I will listen to my intuition. Wow. And that's very fitting because he knows that he didn't listen to his intuition, right? He only listened to his ego. And that's how the ego will sabotage you, right? Because the ego only knows the past, right? The ego doesn't know what's on the other side. And it keeps you from exploring that because it's operating off of past history. So I love it because I feel like he's basically saying, next time, I won't listen to my ego sabotaging me. I won't be afraid. I will listen to my intuition. Yeah, and bottom of the deck we have, you are not part of my plan, right? So I'm getting here that because he was sabotaging himself, he was just thinking that you are not part of his plan. And next time he will listen to his intuition because... look at that. Below that was the karmic is making me turn against you. Okay. And it's interesting that that came right underneath you are not part of my plan, because this could have been the karmic's energy turning him against you, making you feel like you were the problem when really it was his ego that was the problem, but he didn't see that before. So next time he's going to listen to his intuition and not the karmic. And the karmic could be a job. I mean, it could be friends in his life. It doesn't have to be an actual romantic relationship. So that could be also the situation. It could be family. You know, it could be a couple of things. Whatever's in the way, that's usually a karmic situation that's keeping you guys away. And the fear could be the karmic. You know, that's basically what's keeping this person from going to that next level, because they're afraid, right? They're afraid of going to the unknown because it's unpredictable. Look at that. I'm being stripped of faith and hope. And so I feel like this is part of him not listening to his intuition, because if he had listened to his intuition, he would have been able to hold on to his faith and hope, right? So I feel like this sabotaging pattern that he keeps doing over and over is stripping him of having any kind of faith, right? Because it's relying back on the past. It's relying on the past hurts. Look at that. Karmic is making me turn against you. It showed up again. Interesting. What else does he want to say, Spirit? I forgive you. Bottom of the deck, she knows my heart belongs to you. I feel like deep down he knows that you are not the problem, right? And because he made you out to be the problem, right? The karmic made him turn against you. The karmic knows that your heart belongs to him. I feel like he's saying, I hope that you can forgive me, you know? Even though it says, I forgive you, I mean, I'm not going to go off of the card exactly. But based on what's come out so far, I feel like this is what he's saying. I hope that you can forgive me, because I forgive you if you took what I did personal. You know what I mean? Like, he knows that your ego could have also been hurt, right? And so he's just letting you know that regardless of what's happened, he knows that he sabotaged this connection listening to his ego and not his intuition. And he wants you to know that he hopes that you can forgive him, and he forgives you if you did anything, you know, like overstepping his boundaries, like if you were chasing him and overstepping. He's letting you know that he forgives you because he understands that you were also operating out of your fear because you didn't want to lose him, you know? I know for me, like in my situation, I overstepped his boundaries by chasing him. And I wanted an answer, you know, I was hell-bent. My ego was hell-bent on, I want a freaking answer. Like, why did you walk away? And it wasn't pretty because he pushed me away because I pushed, right? So, it was not a very good conversation. And I learned my lesson not to force any answers out of anybody, just to let things go. And I feel like with time, I hope that my masculine will forgive me, right, for being too abrupt in a way to try to get answers out of him when the writing was on the wall. I should have just, you know, taken my losses and just walked away without having to have that type of conversation. But, you know, sometimes your ego wants answers. That's what it is. Your ego wants answers. Your intuition knows deep down that you don't need answers, but sometimes your ego will get the best of you and be hell-bent on, no, I want an answer because I need to know, right? And so I love that this came out, because it's also saying that your masculine recognizes that you were probably scared to lose him, and he forgives you if you did anything to try to, you know, appeal to him, to try to get him to do things because you didn't want to lose him. So if you did things that were low vibe, you know, like maybe if you also, not just chasing and overstepping boundaries, but like if you try to make him jealous, you know, or if you talked about him in a negative way to people and gossiped about him, you know, that kind of thing, is really letting you know that it takes two. It's not just him, right? So he's acknowledging that both of you guys at one point in the past were operating out of your ego. Okay. Wow. So let's pull the Night Shadow Oracles to see, kind of get more clarity on this. Why is, next time I will listen to my intuition. Why is that here, Spirit? Look at that. Healing. Someone needs to heal old wounds. Exactly. So part of the reason why people may not listen to their intuition is because they still need to heal the subconscious, right? The subconscious mind that keeps letting them know, you know, from the past, right? The ego letting you know, like, you did something in the past and this, what was the outcome? And your person will be able to finally get to that next step where they will listen to their intuition once they heal that subconscious wound that keeps repeating that same old record, that keeps repeating the same thing over and over. And so it requires your person to heal from what happened in the past, or heal whatever somebody told them in the past, because it's not true with your situation, right? Yeah. And part of the wound has to deal with shame, humiliation, and distress. So that wound that is inside your masculine in this current moment brought them shame. Whoever told them something in the past, it could be an ex-girlfriend, you know, a parent, whatever it is, it brought them shame, right? So in order to not experience that shame and humiliation again, they listen to their ego, right? And so I feel like until your masculine heals that wound, then he'll be able to next time listen to his intuition. Wow. What else, Spirit? He's going to be like fine like wine, like that card said. Okay. Oh my God. Twin flame, reunion of the soul, tonal mates, same soul frequency. So I'm getting here that in this journey, your masculine feels that he's starting to lose hope that you guys will come back together, right? Because he has been influenced by wounds from the past, by karmic cycles, by people in their life, by old programming. You know what I mean? All these things is going to strip somebody from having faith that things could be different, especially if they never allow themselves to enter into the unknown, right? So I feel like this is what he's saying. He's going through a hard time right now to be in union with himself. And that's what's keeping him from being able to move forward, because he's being stripped of any faith and hope that things could be different. Yeah, it basically has to do with his unconscious beliefs. Be aware of what you're telling yourself, okay? So it could be that he's not aware that he's telling himself things that's keeping him from having any kind of faith and hope. Okay, so this is why he needs to heal. Once he heals those unconscious beliefs, and he'll be able to be in union within himself, to be balanced, both masculine and feminine energies within him, and then he'll be able to come forward and have a reunion with you. Why is that forgive you here, Spirit? Wow. Karmic partner. Difficult soulmate reactivity generates karma. So I'm getting here that your masculine is telling you that he hopes that you forgive him if he went into a karmic partner situation. That could be it for some of you. Or if he allowed work or people in his life to get in the way. And so he's telling you right now that he just hopes that you can forgive him for letting, you know, these things that are already causing a divide between you guys, a blockage from being able to come together. So he hopes that you can forgive him for that. And also, like I was saying earlier, you could have been very difficult trying to get a reaction, right? Because it says here, reactivity generates karma. So he could have been noticing that you also were treating him as if he was a karmic partner, right? Like if you were doing the same things that you used to do with your karmic partners and doing it to him, he's letting you know that he forgives you because you also were not evolved yet, right? You guys both weren't. Yeah. And we have hot and cold. Someone is inconsistent with their actions, okay? And so I'm just getting here that if it is a karmic situation, your masculine could have been hot and cold because he was, you know, juggling two people at once. So that's basically what's coming through here. Why is fear here, Spirit? It's like he wants to reach out to you. You see that hand trying to touch that girl? It's like he's trying to reach out to you. Anger issues, loose cannon, highly reactive. So a lot of the times the masculines could be afraid of their own shadow because they know that they have a high temper, you know, they're very temperamental, a loose cannon, if you will, right? And so he's afraid of this connection because you bring out the shadows for him to finally face them, right? He's been successfully avoiding it his whole life with all these other people and connections. But with you being like his twin flame, you know, you bring out that situation that he's been avoiding. You bring it up inside of him and he gets really upset, right? Like he just, it's almost like he thinks you're the culprit, like you're the one to blame. But it's not you. You know what I mean? Like you're basically the person that, you're basically the only person who can shine the light on him to be able to show him you need to stop being in this highly reactive state and address the hurt, right? Because underneath anger, there's hurt. So, and a lot of times people may not want to face, you know, those things that they kept in the shadow. I mean, that's why they're in the shadow in the first place, because they don't want to unpack all those boxes that they successfully put away in the basement, right? So, you know, if I feel like this love is stirring up the fear, stirring up the anger, everything that he's successfully stashed away is coming to the surface, and he gets angry because he's probably confused. Like, why are you bringing up all these things? Even if you don't do it intentionally, you're his person, so you're going to end up doing it even by accident, you know? And you might be confused because you're like, why am I bringing this person, you know, why am I making them angry? Like, I don't understand, right? Like, it's never happened before. And it might make you question your self-worth. Like, maybe you're not good enough, right? Because you're thinking, why am I bringing out the worst in them? And it's not anything to do with you. It's everything to do with them needing to address these issues, including self-worth issues. Someone's self-esteem is being affected, okay? All right, so let's pull some tarot to kind of wrap up this reading. What do we need to know, Spirit? Okay, the Three of Pentacles came out in reverse. So if he's definitely in a third party, I'm getting here that he's gonna finally let go of a third party. Yeah, he's gonna find the strength to take the bull by the horns and tackle something that he's been avoiding. Because I feel like in the past he wasn't listening to his intuition to be able to work with you. Three of Pentacles is like teamwork, right? And then I'm being stripped of my faith and hope. And then we have the Seven of Swords. There's like third party energies here. Okay. Maybe this happened in the winter. Where maybe he was dating somebody else and this was you, right? And he got a little bit distracted. Because you're looking fine, honey. Look at all the the nice coat, the jewelry. You got the peacock. You have two swords here by your side. Like you basically cross his path, right? With the Two of Swords, it's like you're at crossroads. Somebody that he didn't imagine crossing his path. And so he could have been keeping this karmic in the dark, not letting her know that he had his eyes on you. And basically it's because you were meant to be his twin flame to finally cross paths with him so that he can learn to finally be honest with himself and then be honest with the karmic. Yeah, so he can finally step into his Emperor energy. Right? Beautiful. What is this I forgive you energy, Spirit? Karmic partner. Yeah, look at that. King of Swords. So if he was very cold towards you, right? We saw the hot and cold earlier. We saw the karmic making me turn against you. He could have been very callous and pushed you away, and he hopes that you can forgive him. This could also be that you had to step into your King of Swords energy and cut him off, right? And he could have been blaming you for leaving him. And now he's feeling like, you know what? I forgive you because you did what you had to, right? Because I was dealing with a karmic partner. I was being, you know, very cold. I wasn't trying to give you any kind of emotions. I was just being very matter of fact and very cold, right? Look at that. This has to do with communication. So he was very cold in his communication with the Eight of Wands. Why is fear here with anger issues? The Ten of Swords. So yeah, because your masculine got triggered that you were bringing up all these things that he was successfully avoiding his whole life. You know, the love was stirring up fear. He ended it, right? He ended it with you because he just felt like he pinned you out to be the problem, but really he didn't realize that in order for him to come out of this anger energy and address the hurt, he needed to let his old ways die. You know, like he needed to put an end to that lifestyle if he wanted to be with you. And he got scared because he wasn't ready to do that. Yeah, see? Underneath that was imbalance, triggering unhealthy behavior, unstable emotions, insecure attachment. So your person was very imbalanced. This is like Two of Pentacles energy, going back and forth, you know, being dishonest. Look at that, sexual desire. Lie to get what they want. Lie about who they are. Don't reveal their true feelings, right? And that reminds me of the King of Swords. And sexual desire. Sex is more important. Every meeting turns sexual. Constant sexual fantasies. So yeah, your person was operating out of their ego, doing old habits of, you know, destroying themselves. This is why sabotaging is here. Bottom of the deck, we have the title card. And usually the title card could be a karmic. So he ended things with you because he was dealing with this karmic, and she could have been turning him against you by saying bad things about you, and then he started believing her, right? I mean, the swords have to do with our thoughts. So she basically could have said things to make him want to end it with you. You know what I mean? Like, made you out to be the problem and the enemy, when really it was his shadows that were needing to be addressed and healed, right? Wow. So let's get one last message here to see what is the advice here, Spirit. Courage. I find the inner strength to face fear with confidence. Wow. The fact that we had fear here, and we've been talking about people ending things because they're afraid of what's bringing up to the surface and we don't want to address it. Mainly the masculine, right? He's going to find the courage, you know, find the courage to finally face fear with confidence. We did see the strength card earlier where he's going to take the bull by the horns, right? Because a lot of times people are afraid to step out of the unknown because they fear that they're going to be facing failure. Like, they don't want to fail, right? So this is what they're automatically thinking. It says here, I understand that a mistake is only an opportunity to learn, right? And so I'm just getting here that he's learning and recognizing that the fact that he's going to be able to be courageous next time, that he will listen to his intuition, he's going to understand that it's okay if you make a mistake because he's going to learn the lesson, right? He's going to learn something from that and take something away from that. But all of this is just basically him recognizing that he allowed people to influence him, including the karmic, or, you know, if it wasn't a karmic, it could be he allowed, you know, the outside world to influence how he treated you or how he treated this connection because of fear of not wanting to address things that he's avoided for so long, right? Because there needed to be healing. And so I feel like in this moment, in this reading, your masculine's letting you know that he's recognizing that he needs to address these things if he's wanting things to be different and actually face his demons, you know, face fear with confidence, because he knows that the universe has his back and he wants to end this old life with the Ten of Swords. He's tired of having this painful ending with you, being angry with you, and finally recognizing that you're not the problem so much. It's also him needing to be in union with himself, to be at peace with himself. If he's not at peace with himself, how can he be at peace with you, right? If he's not loving himself enough to recognize sabotaging patterns, how can he then stop that pattern and start a new cycle with you, right? So I feel like he's recognizing all of these things to be able to finally learn that it's okay if you make a mistake, right? Because it's an opportunity to learn from it, because if you don't learn from it, then you're going to keep repeating the same cycle. So I feel like this is what Spirit is saying, just for you guys to both have the courage that you're going to have the strength to face whatever fears you're dealing with, and that every opportunity is also a way to learn. Even if you fail, you just keep trying, you know, like Aaliyah, try again, right? So you just got to keep going. But at least I feel like in this reading, your masculine is recognizing that you are not the problem. He listened to outside, you know, influences, whatever those outside influences were. And he's recognizing that he really does feel that he belongs with you, you know? That's just what I'm getting here. Like, even if it didn't come out, because he's talking a lot about next time I'll listen to my intuition, you know, he's feeling hopeless, that he forgives anything in the past. He's definitely thinking about these things, and you definitely want him to think about these things, because the last thing you want is for him to come back towards you and not have even thought, you know, things through. So, and look at that, happiness. I am aware that being happy means that I am on the right path. And these are dolphins, you guys. Dolphins are highly intelligent creatures. You know, this is like, this reminds me of the wheel. And then we have a lot of green here, which is like the heart chakra. So I feel like as long as you guys are tapping into your heart center and listening to your intuition, no matter what, even if you fail, you're still going to be happy, because you're giving yourself the chance to listen to your intuition and not your ego. And you guys are both going to be happy at the end of the day, because the universe is going to steer you on the right path. So have faith that your person's going to figure all these things out. And I feel like right now he is. So just, you know, just give him the time to figure it out. Okay. You know, like I was saying, he's going to develop over time, like that wine. Okay. So that is your reading, guys. I hope that was helpful. Comment below. Let me know if and how this resonated. And I will catch you guys in the next video. Bye.